Hello everyone, this is Darren Wong with CarBuyer.com.sg once again. You're not looking at the new Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon in a lurid color, you're actually looking at the new Suzuki Jimny. Now it's been out since 2018 in other markets, but it only just launched in Singapore. And of course this is the 4th generation model, and hard to believe, but Suzuki has actually been making the car for 49 years now. So this is the 4th generation of Jimny. And of course the Jimny is a real off-roader, but in a compact format, pretty much the only car in its class, and has been for all this time. There is no other car that is this small and this capable off-road. It's got a ladder frame, it's got solid axles, high and low range, four-wheel drive, everything. I'm sure if you can see underneath right here. Yeah, all the real off-road running gear down there. So we're going to take a drive in the Jimny and tell you what we think of it. Hey guys, we're behind the wheel of the Jimny, and our first impression is actually pretty good. It's actually quite civilized, and like what we said, this is basically a car that Suzuki took the idea of a Jeep Wrangler, the idea of a Land Rover Defender. These very tough, very capable off-road vehicles. They pointed the Japanese shrink ray at it, and they came up with this little thing that could go off-road like crazy, but in an easy to deliver package. So things like ladder frame, solid axle suspension, lockable diff, high and low range four-wheel drive. These are the tools that you require from a car that needs to go off-road. And high suspension, tall center of gravity, all of these things make a car that is not nice to drive on tarmac. They're often wobbly, the tires flex a lot. Honestly, some of these cars can be really scary when you drive them at normal car speeds. So far the Jimny, we're going around a little small road here, maybe we're doing 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers an hour. It's actually very civilized, and the things that make it good off-road also make it nice to drive in Singapore. Singapore's roads are small, they're tight, they're not very nice to drive on fast, but in the Jimny I'm sitting high, and it's worth mentioning that this car is shorter than a Suzuki Swift, but it's taller than a Hyundai Santa Fe, so that gives you an idea of the proportions. And I'm sitting tall, sitting high, I can see really far ahead of me. We have the tall windscreen, square windscreen, big square windows. They have these cutouts here that you can see out the side of very, very easily. I can see the whole bonnet. I can place the car easily. You need a tight road like this. There's 2 lanes, now down to 1 lane because all these guys are parking here. But no problem, I can just look and see wherever I need to go. And that's not the case with a lot of SUVs nowadays, especially ones that are inflected by coupes. Those are horrible to look out of. And if I look behind me, the view is fantastic. I can see all around the car. This is a very easy car to drive in an urban situation, and just cut to a bit of footage from a parking lot. It's so easy to drive in a parking lot, You don't have to worry about bonking your wheels on the curb because of the fat tires. We have your plastic bumpers to knock off, to take all the impact, and you don't really have to worry about babying in it around town, and that's really good. Now, of course, this car is a 1.6 litre, 100 horsepower engine, 130 newton meters of torque. It's not very fast, but it is light. 1.1 tons for a car like this is pretty good. And I'm just going around a little bit faster here. For a tall, off-road biased SUV, this car handles really, really well. And the magic of what Suzuki has done here is they've taken the big off-road tough package and shrunk it down. They made it very, very livable, very refined, I would say. Actually, this is quite quiet. You hear a bit of gear noise, you hear the engine, but there isn't much road noise. Okay, I'm going at 50, but we've taken this girl out on the highway. We're going at 90. Above 90 is not so good. It's a bit wobbly. You have your squishy off-road tires. The car's doing this, but it's not terrible. I don't feel like I'm the captain of a ship, and all my passengers are gonna vomit if I drive a little quicker. So town manners, it's really good. Highway is not the best place for this kind of car. You can do 90, 100 might be a bit of a stretch, especially don't try cornering hard in this thing because it will start to wobble around. But practicality is pretty good. You can seat 4 people. This is very spacious. We put our staff rider Long John Lim in the back, and he came out alive with his knees intact. So, but the only thing is about the back, you need to flip down the seats if you want to have a lot of storage room. So obviously this is not the car for big families. Maybe if you got 1 small kid, it still might work. 2 kids still would work. but you won't be taking a huge road trip in it. It's a two-door off-roader. I mean, come on, it's a Suzuki Jimny, so there still is nothing quite like it around. And I, for one, am very glad that Suzuki is still making this car. It's kind of like, it's almost like they did what Mazda did in MX-5. They took the sports car, the best part of a sports car, shrunk it down, made it manageable, made it enjoyable. And Suzuki done the same thing with an off-roader, and they've been doing it for the past 49 years. So we got the review out on carbuyer.com.sg. If you want to know more, ask questions, look at our YouTube or Facebook, subscribe, share, and like it. If you like this video, we'll make more of it the more you like it.